Imagine your dream physique. Close your eyes. Open them. You're not getting it. Coach Greg, and today we're going to find out the secret to The Rock's amazing physique. He's getting older than last time, but like Mike O'Hearn, he keeps improving with age. He's going to be starring in the new movie Black Adam coming in the near future. And he has to look more amazing than last time, and he gives his secrets on how he's going to achieve his all-time best physique. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to look at Alpha Destiny's video where he says natural muscle is easy to maintain. Is natural muscle easy to maintain like The Rock, or is enhanced muscle more difficult to maintain like in Coach Greg? So if you want to know the secrets, just stick around and let's see.
In today's video, I want to discuss the many advantages that you have in remaining natural, and also discussing the fact that everything you do is a result of your own efforts. The first thing I'll say is that roiders always try to downplay the effectiveness of their drugs. Oh, most guys who take don't look that good. Therefore, it doesn't help that much. It's just a small edge. It's all about the hard work, the effort that you put in, right?
Yes, most people don't even want to admit that they're taking steroids at all because people are quickly going to judge them. You think The Rock is going to sit there and say, I got this body from taking steroids. That's a secret. I'm going to look more amazing than last time in Black Adam because I'm on them there steroids, and check out the guns they created. No. And unlike Coach Greg, who says that steroids, absolutely they work, but I have amazing genetics and that you can't expect to look like me just from taking steroids. What does The Rock say? Let's see what The Rock says. Does The Rock attribute his muscles to steroids or something else? Let's see.
Cardio in the morning on an empty stomach, and then training later on in the afternoon, or sometimes late at night around 10 at night, or even midnight sometimes. I've been training for the big one. Black Adam.
Okay, so far the secret to The Rock's physique is he works harder than everyone. He's the hardest worker in the room. He gets up and does empty stomach cardio. Then he has to film all day, and then he trains at night. Sometimes it's at midnight. And formally, he's the kind of guy, he wakes up at 4 a.m. sometimes to train harder than last time. That's why he got all this muscle. He just trains hard. He's more dedicated than all of you. Never spoke about genetics. Never spoke about PEDs, but maybe he'll do that in a minute. Let's see. What else does he attribute his growth to?
Well, we try to make them all big, but but Black Adam, you guys are excited. You guys are on fire about Black Adam, and so am I. Because this one is a big one, but it's also defining. And I want to raise the bar in terms of superhero movies, but I also want to come in the best shape of my entire career.
So he wants to raise the bar again. It's not raised enough. We don't have enough superheroes that are already jacked. No, Thor wasn't big enough. Captain America, not enough muscle. Superman, none of these guys have enough muscle. Let's raise the bar and make even more unrealistic standards for us to look up to. So is The Rock in fact natural like Jeff Cavalier and Mike O'Hearn, and they just keep improving forever? Father Time? No, there's no such thing as that. I don't care if I'm pushing 50 years old. I'm just going to keep improving forever. I'm coming in at my all-time best. You do not come in at your all-time best when you're 48 years old like The Rock. I mean, if you were natural your whole life and you started to take PEDs into your mid-40s, yeah, you could look better at 48 than you did when you're younger. But if you're an athlete and you've been training your entire life, you cannot look better at 48 than you were at 38 or 20. It doesn't make sense. The Rock does not come out and say, I'm on PEDs. I'm going to take PEDs. He can't say, doesn't want to say, maybe his sponsors don't allow him, but he is not being truthful. He's leaving out the most important information of his transformation, which is the fact he's taking PEDs. None of these movie stars ever talk about it. They never tell you that they're using PEDs. The Rock would be doing the world a much bigger favor if he said, look, I am not natural. I'm on HRT and I'm blasting trend for this movie role. No one should try to achieve this. This is a fictional comic book character. It's not something to emulate or to strive for. Don't just say, oh, be the hardest worker in the room. The Rock has such a great personality and he's so well liked, way more than Coach Greg. I can't copy, I can't emulate this. But listen, at least I'm honest.
So you got to put in the work. And you got to surround yourself with the best possible people, the most knowledgeable people.
Of course, he's got to put in the work. Not saying The Rock doesn't have to push himself. He doesn't have to train harder than last time, do all the right things. I'm saying he's not doing it while natural. I think he kind of hints at it, that he's saying you surround yourself with some smart people. Yes, some smart individuals who can put together the best supplement stack, the best PD stack, tell them how to do it in a safe way, or at least as safe as possible, because clearly it's not safe to try and look like The Rock. Have the best foods, the best diet, the best trainers, the best chefs, the best supplement gurus helping to coach him, to tell him what to do. The best doctors in the world, making sure he's healthier than last time. We want The Rock to live a long and healthy life, but if he keeps pushing himself to be at his all-time best as he's getting older, it's not going to work. There comes a time when you have to accept, I'm not going to be at my all-time best. I'm not going to be better than before. I accept the fact that I'm past my peak and I want to be healthy and live a long and healthy life. The Rock can't keep pushing PDs to look the way you want him to look. He's doing this for you because you will watch his movies, you will respect him more, watch him more, love him more if he has the body to die for.
The most positive and optimistic people too as well.
Yeah, and he's going to surround himself with people that are going to say it with me. Tell him what he wants to hear, not what he needs to hear. If he surrounded himself with Coach Greg be saying, hey, you're getting a little bit older, let's hold back on those supplements. Let's just try to get a leaner look. We don't need to be that big because it's not healthy. It's not safe to push those kind of PDs to get the best physique you've ever had in your life. Have you seen The Rock's physique in the past? He's going to surpass that? Are you kidding me?
So I'll be sharing more of that down the line with you, just in terms of what my program has been, what my conditioning routine has been.
So eventually he's going to share with us his specific training regimen, his diet, tell us all that stuff. Yeah, that's not what we want to know. We want to know what PDs are you freaking taking, The Rock. We want to know that. You're not going to tell us it's a bunch of burpees and HIIT cardio and training harder than last time. We want to know the PDs. Everyone said, oh, well, let me guess. You train 4 hours a day and you eat chicken, broccoli, and rice 6 to 8 meals a day, force feed, and that's how you got that body. Yeah, we're used to that. I don't buy it, but then again, I'm the one making the videos and I'm the one trying to get you to believe me, okay? I'm telling you the truth, telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Anyway, that was a tangent. That was a rant. Let's talk about Alpha Destiny and being natural.
We all know that's already a lie. That's why fake natty videos are so popular, because we intuitively know that the reason you look that way is because of the shit that you're injecting.
Yes, does anyone actually think that The Rock looks like this because he's doing empty stomach cardio and the hardest worker in the room and training at midnight, maybe having brioche, French toast, cheat meals, and big stacks of pancakes on the weekend? Really? Come on, people, think.
And the argument itself is also flawed in the sense that most people who train, period, look like shit.
Exactly, Alpha Destiny. Most people who train, period, look like shit. Yes, most people don't look amazing. The average American doesn't look amazing. No, and the average person that trains still doesn't look amazing. We are bombarded with images on social media making it look like everyone looks amazing because we're following everyone who looks amazing. It's a skewed, warped perception of what people actually look like. The world now, it's like a global village. We see all the best physiques in the world on a friggin' iPhone. It's right in front of us. So all 1,000 of the billions of people on the planet, we see them all and we think, wow, that's pretty easy to get because look at all, there's 1,000 people on my phone, they look like this. They're very rare. They're very spread apart. Even my physique when I was natural was one of the best in the country of millions of people. Natural! I won the Canadian Nationals natural. Without PEDs, think about it. Then I took them and got bigger and I got a pro card. You're not going to go from being skinny fat to looking like He-Man or The Rock on a friggin' cycle or 2 or 20, even if you abuse it. You still need amazing genetics to have those PDs work the way that you think they will.
That's something that will take a long time to build as a natural. It gets slow and slow every year. And that's why the weight classes with the body fat that go with it in the elite categories are so vastly different compared to real naturals and roiders who always downplay the effectiveness of their fucking drugs.
I'm not downplaying them. I'm giving you the most accurate representation of what I think they actually will build. You're not going to put on 30 to 50 pounds of muscle by taking PEDs. You are not. It is not normal to think you're going to put on 20 to 30 pounds of muscle in a year on steroids. Most don't even put on 15 pounds of muscle on a big cycle. Most do not do that. If it was that easy, so many more people would look amazing. They work a lot, but not as much as you think. So we're brainwashed into thinking the amount of muscle you're going to gain natural is as much as people should expect with steroids. I've seen the charts. It's ridiculous. 50 pounds of muscle is the amount of muscle I put on in my entire freaking competitive career with PEDs, with them in my entire career. And I have amazing genetics. So what makes you think you're going to put on 30 to 50 pounds of muscle in a couple of years on PEDs if it took me 20 years to do that?
It's not hard work. It's inject, 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 and lie, lie, lie. Let's normalize this. Now understanding the long-term consequences. You know that there's guys my fucking age who are on TRT for the rest of their life when they didn't have to.
I'm one of them. I need it. I abuse steroids. It's not smart. It's not healthy. And why do you do it? Why are they doing it? Exhibit The Rock. The Rock wasn't always a superstar. He started somewhere. Just like you, and you're thinking, well, I want to be like The Rock, and you know you're not doing that natural. So you start taking PEDs because why? Because that's what people are doing. So I'm not going to sit here and agree 100% with Alpha Destiny and say, oh, no one should ever do it. Because listen, the truth is people are doing it, and the truth is steroids do work, and the truth is people are getting supplement contracts, sponsorship deals, and everything. I'd rather tell people the truth. The truth is steroids do work. Not as much as you think, but they work. And I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not encouraging you to do it. And if you ever do, go see a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Go see your doctor. Be careful.
And then act that this shit is okay. Claiming that they're influencers. You're not influencing anybody to do things right. You're influencing drugs. Destroying your health in the process for short-term gratification. Short-term gratification for anything is problematic. And that's why I'm stressing in today's video, long-term, eventually we win. The people who actually watch YouTube Fitness.
And yes, I have in fact abused PEDs. Long-term, that can affect how long I live. I may not live as long because of it. My blood work looks amazing, and I do a lot of cardio, and I eat exceptionally healthy, but even still, having abused PEDs, it may in fact shorten my life. You need to hear that. You don't want to hear that. You just want to hear, well, Coach Greg, your blood work's amazing now, so all those years you used tren, it doesn't affect you. I don't know that. It may have. But if you're natural, you don't have to worry about that. So think of that. And short-term gratification. Yeah, if you take PEDs, you're going to look better right away. But if you stop them, it's going to go away. And trust me, that can lead to body dysmorphia. When you see yourself looking amazing, like I'll look back at some old photos and I'm like, man, I want to look like that again because that's pretty impressive. Like I look at me now and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty good. I look at the old photo, I'm like, whoa, I was pretty jacked. And I read the comments, Coach Greg need to get like that again. Oh, you look better here. I'm like thinking, yeah, but I was on tren.
And secondly, if they were to train for 10 years, heck, even 5, they would have the body they always wanted.
And here's the bullshit, and here it is. He's telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. Everyone does it except Coach Greg. I swear this is what I see all the time. What? Not everyone. Don't get pedantic on me. He's saying you could have got the body you wanted if you had just trained natural for 5 to 10 years. No. Most people, in fact, can't get there. You can't get the body you want in 5 to 10 years natural. Do you know how I know that? Because most people can't get the body they want in 5 to 10 years enhanced. How many of you want to look like Chris Bumstead? How many of you can? One person named Chris Bumstead. That's a lot of disappointed billions of people who can't look like him, even if they try, even with PEDs. So what is my advice? Imagine your dream physique. Close your eyes. Open them. You're not getting it. I remember when I was in university, I said, if only I could get to 160 pounds on stage in bodybuilding, that would be my dream. If I could ever get there, I'll never need more than that. That's the most I ever want. Several years later, I got that, and then I wanted to be 170. Then I wanted more and more. So no matter what you achieve, you want more. We're never satisfied. The Rock wants his newer, more improved physique. He's 48. Even though he shouldn't even be trying it because it's not healthy, He still wants it. So what makes you think that you can get this training natural for 5 to 10 years? You can't. Sorry, telling you what you need to hear. You can't do it. Set realistic expectations, and that's not looking like The Rock.
The standards that you want, the physiques that you think are amazing, you can get. Most of you can probably get 18-inch arms if you train for long enough.
No, I'm sorry, Alpha Destiny. Most of the physiques that you want, you can't get natural. And in fact, you can't get them enhanced. How come Alpha Destiny thinks this? I mean, I like the purpose of the video. I like what he's trying to promote, but it's filled with empty promises.
And the same thing could be said for elite strength standards.
So then he says the same thing for elite strength standards. Wouldn't you be happy with those numbers? So why take steroids? You just train for 5 to 10 years. You should be able to achieve those. No, they're elite strength standards for a reason. Elite is in most people can't do that no matter how hard they train. They're elite standards. I could do it. I had the world record in the bench press. Of course I could do it. Can the average person achieve elite standards in powerlifting? No! We have to get our heads out of our asses and stop thinking that everybody that takes steroids looks like the freaking Rock. They do not.
And what happens on the inevitable day, because it is inevitable, that you're gonna get off. You're gonna lose your gains and your identity that you built with it. You only got 2. You stay on it for the rest of your life and croak at an early age. And the second thing is getting on TRT, which will maintain a certain degree, but you'll always be a smaller version of your best self. Oh, I used to do this. No one cares what you did a long time ago if it's no longer relevant right now.
And yes and no. No one cares about what you did a long time ago. I don't really believe that. But he is right. If you go on HRT, TRT, like Coach Greg, you are not going to be as big as when you were blasting. You're not going to lift as much as you used to lift. But I do know that by stopping those cycles, doing cardio, and eating healthy, I at least have a better chance of extending my life. I choose that. I think that's a smarter alternative.
So those are your 2 options, okay? Or you got the third path, becoming natty again. You do a proper PCT, pray to the Lord that you can recover, because a lot of people don't. What happens to what you built over the years? If you're natural, right? Live from 20 to 35 years old. Your progress looks like this. You're going up, 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 and then eventually you're gonna hit a plateau because your natural test levels start dropping.
You need to come to the realization that you can't look the best you've ever looked forever. You can look the best you can for that given time, but it can't be better than when you're younger. You get to a certain age, 35, that's a good guess, and after that you start to regress. It's just a normal human function.
You peak later in life as a natty. What do you really have to do? Train hard, eat properly. And even if you hit a point where it's like, you know what, I'm happy with this physique, you don't have to train that hard. That's the truth.
And it is in fact true. You can maintain a physique you've achieved with a lot less work than it took to get there. About 1/3 the amount is enough to maintain your physique. So if you trained hard your entire life and you're 35 and you peaked out and you train half as much as you did, you can probably maintain that look. You don't actually need to work as hard to do as much volume as you once did. It takes more work to build to a physique than to maintain that physique.
What happens with the steroid abuser? His journey is a bit more bumpy. And then at some point, he has to make the decision, am I going to keep staying on this stuff?
But I don't agree with Alpha Destiny, who's saying that if you take a massive steroid cycle and you blast, you put on a lot of muscle, and then you lower that to 1/5 of that dose, that you're going to lose a lot of that muscle. Yeah, you lose some, but you can keep most of it in most cases. It takes a lot less steroids to maintain the muscle that you've built than it does to get there. So for example, when I'm on HRT, I can still maintain a lot more muscle than I would if I was 100% natural. And then if I blast again from doing HRT, I'll build some muscle, but not as much as you think. Typically, I can maintain within 5 to 10 pounds of the most amount of muscle I could possibly gain, when taking tren, growth hormone, testosterone, every freaking steroid you can think of. Maybe 10 pounds more muscle can I add to my physique than if I'm on a low-dosed testosterone cycle. Yeah, you might think, no way, you're going to lose 20 or 30 pounds, but trust me, you can maintain a lot of muscle on HRT, compared to the muscle that you had when you were blasting. You blast all that extra stuff for a couple pounds of extra muscle. And that's what does the really bad damage to your health, to your heart, and so on. So a lot safer to do lower doses. Now remember, not telling you to do low doses, moderate doses, high. Never break the law. Always listen to your doctor. All right, ending it here. GregDoucette.com for coaching. Greg Doucette, IB Pro. Be sure to subscribe, click the bell button, follow, watch all my videos. Blooping up 2 more, watch one of them. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, buy my freaking cookbook, and until next time, I'm out.